You know, there was a solar eclipse coming April 8th, this April. It's going to go right through all these towns named Nineveh. Somebody sent me this. I thought, no, that's cool. I don't know if it means anything or not. April 8th, going to go through Nineveh, Nova Scotia, Nineveh, New York, Nineveh, Texas. Cool. That's an old total solar eclipse back in 2017. I don't know, maybe it means nothing. I just thought it was interesting. Why do you want to hang around those people? If you're a child of the light, you should want to get around children who enjoy the light. Something is wrong when somebody has all their friends are a bunch of heathen. Something's wrong. Well, Jesus had heathen friends. He was a friend of publicans and sinners. But man, is that your only people you hang around? You're all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. It's interesting. Plants grow toward the light.
Everybody's a good vibes person, you see?
Here is something for you to think about. Flat Earth map. Antarctica ice wall all around us, just like the United Nations logo. Antarctica is the highest elevated continent, and our waters is lower than the wall of ice. This means that we are in some kind of bathtub or a pool or a jacuzzi with our waters being held in by Antarctica. Mount Meru, Rupes Negras, right? Compass, right there. Right? It works perfectly. But it has limitations. It doesn't go all the way outside 360 degrees. And that's why in Antarctica the compass does not work. And that's a fact.
Giant barnacles. What are those? It looks like some stone that also make movements. Is this some stone that is alive, or what's this? Or is this some stuff in the water? Oh, this is creepy, man. Good people of Earth, if you understand what these things are, please leave your comments. This is it's inside the water. This is some pretty new phenomenon to myself. Well, if I came across this, I would the first thought is a rock. You see? But it's an alive rock. Oh wait, it's something that looks like it has eyes, or what's up? What is this thing? I'm really surprised, man. Anyway, good people of Earth, thank you very much for watching up to this far. Big up and lots of love to yourself, man. You are loved. I wish you good vibes and good health and blessings from God in all ways, you see? And all those things that you may desire in life, may they be granted to you, you see? And if you have any worries, may they be taken off.
70% of ancient artifacts that exist that connect to the Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians I should say, the ancient people of Kemet really, the ancient Sumerians from Mesopotamia, the ancient people throughout Turkey and Syria and all these places, and even down into the parts of the Americas and South America, which used to be Mesoamerica. Most of them have a depiction of the Pleiadian star system etched into the actual stone or scripture or writing or artwork, whatever's been left behind. And then you look at the Aboriginals, their verbal handed down history for thousands of years. I went for a walkabout in Australia about maybe 4 years ago, documented it's online. They say that they were seeded on this planet by the Pleiadians. And then they showed me Pleiadian hieroglyphs, which I took a lot of documentation of out there in the wilderness on the walkabout. And these glyphs have never been deciphered by anybody on Earth as to date. And we know that because of the patina inside the glyphs, you can date the age of when they approximately were carved. It comes out to be about 5,000 years. Romans 14:9. For this very reason, Christ died and returned to life so that he might be the Lord of both dead and the living. Alright? So now we're going into where people are talking about this return of Jesus, but nowhere in the Bible does it say Jesus is coming back. It keeps mentioning Christ. Jesus didn't say he was going to return. He said that Christ would return. What is the Christ? When you look into, there's been many Christs on this planet. When you look into what a Christ is, it's a level of consciousness. You see, there's some good stuff in the Bible. But what they did was they took the good stuff and they overrode it with a lot of bad stuff, a lot of darkness, a lot of manipulation and agenda, and a lot of propaganda. You gotta be able to discern what's good and what's bad. We have less than 100 families controlling 8 billion people. Think about that. 8 billion people being controlled by less than 100 families. This is why the aliens don't talk to us directly. I mean, think about it. If I'm a super advanced race and I'm a type 3 civilization, a type 2 civilization, I fly by and look at the Earth and I see, oh, they got 29,000 nuclear bombs aimed at themselves while they're still on the planet, and 8 billion people are being controlled by this many tiny people, and they can't see how to take back control of their own planet and love one another. Why would I even stop by? The elite of the elites didn't tell the people is that they had the power inside of them. You got the people to begin to give their energy to these outside sources in order to try to manifest their reality. The real truth is we get into the feeling of abundance, we get into the feeling of manifestation of what we're trying to bring into our reality, and when we get into that emotion of it and believe that it's done before it's even done, that is the true power that exists in every single person walking this planet. We have this power, and we can bring our reality into existence through getting into a certain mind state, a mental state, not by relinquishing our power to the outside, but taking a journey to inner space and tapping into our inner power on the inside and accessing that portal. And when we learn to master that, that's when our reality becomes easy to manifest. Individually, we are all creating our own reality tunnel. As a whole, we're collectively creating reality.
Oh, man, did you know that stuff? Oh, look at this. Looks like some rocks in some place here decided to sweat. What's going on here? You see? Oh, looks like the rocks are producing some liquid here. Or what is this? Are the rocks crying, sweating, or what's up? Oh, this is new to me. Have you ever seen this? Or is this some type of advanced mold or something like that? Oh.
If you see number sequences frequently, listen up. And when I say frequently, I mean like all day long, every day of your life, you're seeing number sequences. I'm not talking about just seeing a number sequence once or twice a year. When I say frequently, I mean every day, all day. If that is happening to you, I want you to listen to me for a moment. I've been living this lifestyle for 15 years, and I have learned a lot about metaphysics and the law of attraction and using the spiritual laws to co-create my world my way. That way I am in control of what happens to me. So one of the first things I noticed when I connected with Source, which is the universe, I started noticing number sequences. I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would randomly look at the clock and it would be 1:11 a.m., 2:22 a.m., and so on and so forth. And that pattern has been consistent over the past 15 years. So that led me to studying about the interpretations of these numbers and their spiritual number sequences, and a lot of people refer to them as angel numbers as well. So I'm familiar with the interpretations that have been done with the researchers in the past, but I have also been able to document my own observations, and I want to pass that information along to you. I decided to focus my blog this month about number sequences because I get asked about this so often. People are like, oh my God, I'm seeing 111 everywhere, or I'm seeing 999. You know, I hear that all the time. I say, Paula, what does this mean? So I'm going to break this down in a few different videos, and today I will start with 111. What this means, if you start seeing the number 11, 111, 1111, several number ones in a row, the universe is telling you that your thoughts are manifesting, and they're manifesting fast. And that's a good sign. I mean, that's great communication coming to you. But when you see that number sequence, stop and think what your attention is focused on. Because when your thoughts are manifesting rapidly, you can also manifest what you don't want. If your thoughts are not focused on what you want, then you can manifest something that you didn't intend to. So that's the first lesson I want to give you about the one sequence. It's all about your thoughts manifesting. What you're thinking about is indeed happening.
Did you know about those numbers, good people?
The Bible says the ark will be 300 cubits long. Now, a cubit is elbow to fingertip. I'm 6'1", my cubit is 21 inches. The standard Hebrew cubit was 18 inches. The standard Egyptian cubit is 20.6. That boat-shaped object is 20.6 inches times 300, or 515 feet long. So that doesn't prove it's Noah's Ark, but it could be. It's in the right place, it's about the right shape, and it's about the right length. It's about 2/3 the size of the Titanic. Makes it about almost 2 football fields long. Pretty good-sized boat. In that region, they found 12 big rocks that weigh about 9,000 pounds apiece. These rocks have holes in the top. Apparently, that hole was to hold a rope, and this rock was held over the side of the boat. 10 or 12, or who knows how many. They found 12. Could have been more. That's called a drogue stone. If you hang a bunch of rocks all around the boat becomes more stable during stormy weather. It's like a whole bunch of shock absorbers to keep the boats flat, keep your platform flat. If it really gets windy, they'll drag behind you, and it turns the boat perpendicular to the waves. Now you can't roll over, capsize. That's real dangerous in high seas. One atheist wrote me a letter and said, Hovind, I heard your seminar about Noah's Ark having rocks hanging all over the side. He said, you are so stupid. Don't you know if he had rocks hanging all over the boat, it would slow him down? I wrote back and said, where was he going? He's not trying to go anywhere. He's just trying to float. Brother. And I'm stupid, yeah.
Oh man, that's a nice observation there. You can reverse fluid motion. Huh? How? Let's see, and this is how it goes down. Oh, this guy uses some syringe there to put some fluid inside water or some paste. A green and a red one. And this is how they are going to illustrate the experiment of reversing fluid motion. Let's see. And they do what? And then they start rotating the water, or the fluid, or the whole can that has the water, you see? And they do it in a pretty slow speed, gradually they are increasing. Do they increase the speed? No. But why is it the other stuff being as the red stuff? The green color, where has it gone to? This is pretty surprising. And it's hard to understand. Good people of Earth, are you seeing the green color? This one is to understand. Wait. Oh, these guys have reversed that old pro. How is that possible? Are those drones or UFOs?
He said, you mentioned in your seminar that I just saw that pterodactyls might still be alive. Here's one here on the table. There have been many reports of pterodactyls, and I mentioned this in my seminar. Steve said, Mr. Hovind, I'm from Kenya, and I want you to know we have those creatures in my village. He said, they're only about a 4-foot wingspan. He said, they've got a bump on the back of their head. He said, why do your schools in America say they lived millions of years ago? I said, because we're dumb over here. He said, they're very rarely seen, and most people in my village don't like them, and some people are superstitious about them, because their favorite food appears to be decaying human flesh. So if you bury somebody, you better bury them deep, or Kangamato will come dig them up and eat them. Frank Mellon, the African explorer, heard about rumors about an animal called the Kangamato, lived in the Jiundu swamps in the northwest corner of northern Rhodesia, near the Belgian Congo. He asked the natives what it was. They told him it was a bird, but not exactly a bird. More like a lizard with wings like a bat. The wings made of skin. He showed them pictures of pterodactyls, and all of them immediately plumped for the pterodactyl, excitedly muttering, Kangamato. A couple of cowboys apparently shot one back in 1880-something in Arizona, cut off the wingtips and took it back to the saloon and said, fellas, we just shot a giant bird with no feathers. Here's part of the wingtips. They had skin, not feathers. In Venezuela, a missionary told me that he's been down there for years, and the natives kept talking about an animal that they're afraid of, a giant bat. They were scared of this animal.
You see, people should love one another and travel so that you can see this stuff.
Why am I here, and where am I going when I die? The way you answer those questions is totally determined by your worldview. Some people look at the world and say, you know, it's amazing, a Big Bang made this from nothing. That's the humanist worldview based on the evolution theory. Other people look at the world and say, you know, there's incredible design, There must be a designer. That's the creationist worldview based on creation. And those two worldviews are at war with each other. I mean, somebody is wrong. And I enjoy showing them who they are. I've done a lot of debates, over 92 debates now I've done at universities. One here at UT Knoxville against Dr. Pigliucci. Debated him twice. I'll be glad to do it again. I don't think he will, but I'll be honored. The guys I debate are a lot smarter than I am. But I slaughter them because I'm right and they're wrong. You know, it's real simple. Real simple. But if the evolution theory is true, how would you answer the four great questions of life? Who am I? And what am I worth? Well, if evolution is true, you're nothing important.
Oh man, but you're all lovely people, full of good vibes, man. Big up to yourself. You are a unique creature. Why did they build this? Look at this stuff. What is this now? Hey, it looks like some grass of something there near the mountains, huh? Why do you think this stuff was built? Looks like a house made of grass, or what's that? That is creepy, man. Oh, and some people here in a big museum are here to see what looks like the statue of those Egyptian pharaohs. Or who do you think this guy is? You see how he looks like just lying there? Oh, this must have been some pretty big statue, man. From which times do you think this is from? You see? Or which people made these things? Oh, this must have been some people that knew how to make stuff, you see? And if it's people from the past, then they must have been very creative. Look at the hands of this statue. They look almost like real hands, and it's just crazy, man. Look at this. Even the legs and the muscles are even visible, and yet it's a statue. And it makes you wonder how comes those guys were this good with details using stone tools. Yo, crazy, man.
So today now, you see a lot of people out there, they have gifts, but they are not trading their gifts. Money flows in exchange for goods and services. Money flows in exchange for value. So that's your gift. You must turn it into a product or a service that you can exchange for money. You can be gifted and poor. People can celebrate you and say, we have a lot of, poor celebrity beggars now that are just celebrating.
Witchy don'ts? Something else that should be common sense, but unfortunately isn't. If you see something that looks oddly out of place, in the woods, by a river, at the beach, etc., out in nature, leave it alone. Don't pick it up and don't take it with you. Don't disturb it, don't dig it up, don't open it. You don't know what that is. You don't know why it's been put there. You don't know where it came from. Most especially if it's something that looks like a jar that's been sealed or tied shut. Don't open that. You don't know what's in that. You don't know what that was made for. If it looks like a figure of some kind that has been made and placed in a tree, on a tree, around a tree, on a rock formation, leave it alone. It's not yours. Now, there are some exceptions. Sometimes these things that you come across were meant for you to have or meant for you to find. Use your discernment and your intuition to decide if that's the case, though. Don't just go snatching absolutely everything you see. Now, if it's a shiny looking rock that obviously looks out of place, that's different. If it's something that looks like it could be an effigy or something, leave it alone. No, please.
Morning, y'all. Quick tip for y'all. So I discovered this a while back when I was first reading one of Dolores Cannon's books, Between Death and Life. Usually if an author leaves a meditation or any sort of visualization that I can use in meditation, I will absolutely try it and see if it's helpful for me. If you haven't heard of Dolores Cannon's work, I highly encourage each of you to look it up whenever you feel guided and led. Her work is absolutely brilliant. In case you don't know her work, Dolores Cannon was basically one of the OGs of regressive hypnosis. Basically what she discovered is if she put people into the deepest level of trance within her hypnosis sessions, she could get in touch with their higher self as well as their subconscious mind. And with that, they could heal physical conditions. But I stumbled on this nugget and I had to share it with you because after I tried it, it works. So this is the book we'll be reading from. So in this session, basically, Dolores has regressed a patient, and this particular patient had a lot of physical ailments in his physical incarnation. So Dolores wanted to see if there was a healing place on the spirit side that she could direct her client to, where he could receive some healing while he's still incarnated on the physical, right? And basically what her client is directed to is what's known as the Chamber of Colors and Light on the other side in the healing temple. He starts describing all of these beautiful gemstones on the ceiling with light projected through them. He's told to go stand in the middle of this round rotunda underneath the ceiling of gemstones, and as this light is projected down on him, he can feel negative energy leaving his body. He says, "Oh, what a wonderful feeling. This is a beautiful place for people who have been very ill in the physical body. When they pass over, they are taken here so that their astral and spiritual bodies can be rejuvenated and healed in this rotunda. I'm still in human form, and they said it's okay for me to come first and be allowed to go to the chamber. They call it the Chamber of Colors and Light." Dolores said, "Is this unusual for someone who is still in the physical body to come to this place?" And her client, John, responds, "Yes, the guardian says not many people afford themselves of this opportunity while in the astral traveling state, but they should." He says, "We are here also to be of service to the souls that are also still incarnated as well. If they would like to come, we would be happy to welcome them." So I've tried this tip and it absolutely works. Before bed or during a meditation, I will set an intention with my spirit guides. Hey guys, take me to the Chamber of Colors and Light on the other side. I need a healing. I actually did this last night. I was feeling a little run down, so I asked my guides to take me to the Chamber of Colors and Light while I sleep, that I'd like to receive a healing, and I woke up feeling absolutely brand new. I've suggested this to other friends as well, and they tell me that they also notice a difference after they try this. So try it. Enjoy, y'all. Love y'all.
Oh, good vibes, man. Look at this. Oh, some cat here. They were playing with the lioness cup, the big lioness, and this is just good vibes. You know, this is a dog, and these are different breeds. Just spreading good vibes now. Yo, and they're just playing. This is interesting, man. Oh, and this the dog didn't think the lion could do that. Oh, big up to everybody, man, for watching up to this far. Good people of us. You see, you're all loved and respected.
Let's talk about the royal secret to the turtle shell. And no, it has nothing to do with the calendar. So what I want to tell you is, unfortunately, everything to do with the 13-month, 28-day calendar is false. Now, it might have been used at one point in time, but again, it is not syncing the sun and the moon. It is not actually jiving with nature. It doesn't work. So what's special about the turtle shell? Well, the reason why they put that in front is to hide you from the good stuff. So the 28-day calendar sounds great, but it's too good. We have to understand that in nature, yes, there's a duality, masculine, feminine, positive, negative, but nothing in nature is a perfect 50-50. What do I mean by that? Is that in the sine wave, the major, the minor, they're not 50-50. Phi, remember phi ratio, the major, 0.618. Well, that minor is 0.382. So they're not 50-50, right? Just like in this spiral, you can see this. The golden sections are found in the individualization of each line segment depending on the area. So let me show you this. So we hear that there's 13 and 28, right? So I dove into this. The bottom left is the harmonic frequencies of cymatics, where you can see how they actually looks just like the turtle shell. That's amazing. But right next to me here is what we have, is what they refer to as the 13 and 28. Well, what you'll see is there's actually 5 down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 4 segments on each side of those 5. So 4 and 4 is 8, just like our chakra system and the 8 houses that rule them. So now we have 5 and 8, that's 13. This is where they get it. But in the Fibonacci spiral, it goes 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. See how that is part of that Fibonacci spiral. The Venus makes a 5-pointed star in 8 Earth years, which is 13 Venus years. It's the spiral of creation. These are the Fibonacci numbers within sacred geometry. Let's keep going. So what about the 28? It's not actually 28, it's 24. Just like 24 hours a day, 24 cranial nerves, 24 ribs, 24 vertebrae, 24 finger bones, 24 teeth, 24 that I go on and on and on and on and on about, right? Biblically, the 24 elders that turn inwardly. Well, these are the cranial nerves, each having a pair. 12 times 2, 24. So the 24 makes so much sense in nature. It actually works perfectly. I've made several videos on this, on how 24 is shown all throughout this nature, right? When we change the temperament tuning to 1.26, it goes to a 24-base system. So back to the 5-pointed star of man, head, 2 arms, 2 legs. This is also our 5 senses, our 5 earthly senses of man. This is why Jesus took 5 wounds before he rose above, right? This is the 5 senses of man. The 8 is the octagon, Scorpio, death, rebirth. It's earth as well, a base 8 hertz frequency. The sun and moon make an analemma, which is a figure 8. The 8 is everywhere, all throughout. So again, numbers spiritually shown physically. 5, the 8. Now the 24, we already went over that. What's that add up to? 37. What's unique about this? Well, that flower, that phi ratio, the flower bloom that you see Divine talk about all the time, 137.5 degrees versus 222.5 degrees, 137. Well, 37 times 3 is 111, 37 times 6 is 222, 37 times 3, or 9 is 333. When we look at the grand chambers within the pyramid, right? When we have the king's chambers, we have that size, the sarcophagus in the top left you see here. It's exactly 137th of that room to a T. Significance of the 1, 3, the 7. It is just another factorization on how this creation, this spiral of this geometric 2D mathematical form gets that spiritual flame, that spiral takes form, and then creation. Sacred geometry is just a frozen blueprint in time that proves that there's a divine existence. 13 and 28 month system, that's just what it's hiding you from. The royal secret is they royally lied to you.
Yo, man, good people of Earth. That's really interesting. All that information about sacred geometry and all that. It's good vibes, man. As if I didn't know about all those numbers, about the pyramids and all that. Did you? Leave some comment if you did or didn't know about that. And all those videos, see? I'd like you to say something about them, what you think and how you feel about them. That way we can be able to communicate with one another and spread love across the whole world. Big up to yourself, man, and much love. Stay tuned for some good fire episode that will be coming soon. Peace and love be with you, man. Goodbye. Till next time.